Hello everyone, I'm Love here, back again with another Awaken Chaos Era video. So in today's video, I'll be creating a guide on how to defeat the Blackhorn on stage 71 in this bounty hunt challenge. So this is the team that I'll be using. So let me start with the spells. So the spells that I selected will be Sudden Purgatory as well as Agile Leap. And then for the heroes, I'm selecting Mytheasia, Jonathan, Rachel as well as Ashlynn. So let me quickly go over the roles of each of these heroes, starting off with Mytheasia. Basically, she's there to provide cleansing, to remove that attack down that was placed by Blackhorn. And she's also there for her trait, so each time my heroes perform any ability with a positive effect on themselves, they'll be also able to heal themselves up, which helps with the survivability. And then she's also able to perform AoE healing as well as revive in case my heroes gets killed. And then I have Jonathan here. Basically, he's there to apply the unhealable buff to prevent the boss from healing, as well as applying 2 negative effects, which are attack down and defense down. And then we have Rachel here. Rachel is our MVP hero that deals massive amount of damage whenever the hero has a positive effect on themselves. Then apart from that, she's also able to provide AoE, a buff that can allow my heroes to heal themselves whenever they get hit. And she's also able to apply the defense down buff on the particular target. And finally, we have Ashlynn here. She's basically there to do some AoE damage with her ultimate ability once she turns to the white mode. And then she's also able to apply the increased damage taken to the enemy, which allows them to receive even more damage. And the most important one would be her trait, where she is able to reduce the healing efficiency of the particular hero, the enemy hero, by 50%. So by pairing Jonathan as well as Ashlynn, we will try to negate the strength of Blackhorn, which is the healing ability. And actually, Blackhorn himself is not that strong, but the developers made it such a way that this Blackhorn will gain bonus turn. Every boss in this bounty hunt stage, right, they will be able to gain bonus turn, which allows them to cleanse away the negative effect and also quickly reset their ultimate skill cooldown as well as their special skill. So for the case of Blackhorn right here, he's able to perform AoE healing with the heal over time, and then he's also able to summon the totem, which is able to cleanse away negative effect from himself as well as his allies. So the main strategy for this team, right, is to take down the stone at the behind row, because it's providing random positive effect to the boss that improves his survivability, like focus up buff to apply the attack down, speed up buff, defense up buff, and so forth. So once we take down the stone, then we take down this wolf. This wolf is pretty dangerous if all of the 5 wolves attack the single target hero, which makes it quite challenging to revive the hero quickly. And once we take down the wolf, then we take down the boss. So there's a strategy on how to take down these enemies quickly, is by stacking a lot of negative effects on the enemy. Such as, like, I have a 4 negative effect. One is the unhealable, defense down, increased damage taken, as well as defense down. Defense down, attack down, unhealable, as well as increased damage taken. So by applying a lot of negative effect on the enemy, right, it makes it quite hard for the summon totem to remove all of the negative effect quickly. Let's say, assuming if you do not have Ashlynn, right, you can replace Ashlynn with Okobi. I haven't tried Okobi yet because I think after the battle ended, right, I just realized that I could use Okobi to apply massive amount of random negative effects on the enemy. And this will make the Blackhorn summon totem, right, struggle with cleansing all of those negative effects, especially trying to cleanse away the unhealable debuff that's placed by Jonathan. And yeah, so because Jonathan unhealable is already reducing the healing of the particular hero by 100%, so I think it's not necessary to bring in Ashlynn for her trait. But I think we can use Rachel's damage output to Rachel's trait to deal massive amount of damage by stripping away that positive effect. So if you are having trouble dealing with this Blackhorn, right, you can just borrow a friend support who has Rachel. Make sure that Rachel is equipped in an assassin set so she will be able to do more damage. Then you just bring in some epic heroes like Okobi to spam all those negative effects on the Blackhorn. And then bring in one unhealable hero, such as like Jonathan, or you can bring in like Augustine, or you can also bring in like Chris Uzak. Any hero that can consistently apply the unhealable debuff. That's the most important. Then you can bring in another supporter hero to allow your heroes to survive against those 5 wolves in the initial rounds. Alright, so as you notice here, right, the Blackhorn has 4 negative effects, and then the summon totem only able to remove one of them, which is the attack down. So the strategy here is, once the spells are ready, the Ayumilove is ready, what I do is I use Jonathan to apply the AoE attack down and defense down. Then once it goes to Mytheasia turn, who is slower than Jonathan, I will use Ayumilove from Ayumilove to sacrifice Mythesia's turn to give Jonathan extra turn to apply the unhealable. And then when Ashlynn's ultimate skill is almost ready with 1 turn skill cooldown, I'll use her special ability to quickly reset her ultimate and then apply the increased damage taken. Do take note that all of these heroes you need to have high focus so that you're able to apply those the debuff. And then you can use Mytheasia to cleanse away any negative effect from your damage dealer so that they won't do reduced damage to the enemy. So that's basically the strategy here. And this one will take several rounds because the boss is like doing a lot of healing. And yeah, so that's basically the strategy. And if you do not have Mytheasia, you can bring in maybe another hero such as like Sacred Wind Strikes to apply the defense down and attack down. And she's also able to perform what's it called? Provide AoE shield and also healing and cleansing, just like Mytheasia, but without the revive ability. Alright, so I'll be speeding up this video since the strategy will be always the same. And yeah, I'll see you guys at the end of this battle. Alright, so the battle has ended, so let's check out the battle report. So these are the damage dealt by my heroes, the damage taken, as well as the healing dealt. Alright, so let me show you how I build each of these heroes so you can replicate this on your account. And yeah, if you don't have Rachel, you can get the support hero from your friends. Alright, so the first hero on my team is Jonathan. Here are his overall stats. He has around about 25,000 health, 1,600 defense, 214 speed, and 107.5% focus. So basically, these are the stats that I use Jonathan for the, the Lava Colossus, as well as the Arctic Goliath for the Rift of Chaos dungeon farming. And even though I have this amount of speed, right, the boss is still able to go before my Jonathan. I think it's due to the help of the speed up buff that is provided by the stone. So yeah, so actually you don't really need to focus a lot of speed. You just need to have him some health and defense to tank the enemy attack, as well as focus. So assuming if you do not have Jonathan, you can replace him with another hero that can apply unhealable, like Chris Uzak or like Augustine. And then for his gears, currently I'm just gearing him in a revival set as well as raider set. The revival set allows him to self-sustain himself with the healing at the start of each turn by 10% or 20% if under 50% health. And raider set is to basically provide him with additional speed. So let's quickly go through the gears, starting off with the weapon. So this is the weapon here with some health, focus, speed. And the helmet with some focus, defense and health. And we have the armor with some focus and health. This one is a speed boots that has some agility and health and plus defense and focus. Health ring with some focus and defense. And finally a health necklace with some speed, agility, focus and health. For the crest, Astro Crest is just critical damage. This one I think you can only get attack percentage and critical damage. So this one doesn't really help, so ideally you want to get the attack percentage. And for the Astro Tome, this one you can get health percentage and defense percentage. Ideally you want to get the health percentage tome. You can provide focus and yeah, more focus for him to apply the negative effect. And then for the Astro Grill, you can get the health percentage one to allow him to generate a larger shield so that you can use Jonathan in other areas in the game. His glyphs and abilities are all maxed out. He's fully ascended. Once you get him to the second ascension, he'll be able to generate a larger shield from 10% to 20% based from his max health. And then currently I do not have any mastery books invested in him. This one is necessary if you want to do the Rift of Chaos at the higher stages. So that's basically Jonathan. Let's move on to the next hero, who is Ashlynn. Alright, so this is Ashlynn with her floating staff that allows her to transform from white to black. And so here are her overall stats. She has around about 28,000 health, 1,500 defense, 191 speed, 100% critical rate, 207% critical damage, and 55.5% focus. Ideally, you want to have more focus for the Blackhorn because there are sometimes that her increased damage taken is resisted by the enemy. So for this Bounty Hunt Blackhorn stage, ideally you want to have close to 100% focus. This one is some sort of like arena build. Yeah, so prioritize her with health rather than attack and build her like a damage dealer with some speed. And for her gears, I'm currently gearing her in the every set as well as warrior set. Every set allows her to deal more damage through her ultimate ability. Warrior set allows her to provide additional 15% attack. And let's quickly go through the gears, starting off with the weapon. This one has some focus, critical damage and speed. This one is ideal for debuffer damage dealer like Ashlynn. And then we have the helmet with some critical damage, health, attack and defense. For the armor, we have health, agility, critical damage. Ideally, this agility should be attack percentage. And then we have a health boots with some critical rate, speed, attack and focus. This one is a critical rate ring with some health, precision, resistance and attack. And finally a health necklace with triple roll on speed, double roll and critical rate, some focus and health. And then for her relics, we have attack percentage crest, defense percentage tome. Ideally this one should be health percentage, and this one should be also health percentage Astro Grill. Her glyphs and abilities are all maxed out. She only has 2 ascension that provides her with additional health and attack. And once you get her to the 5th ascension, she'll be able to do like more damage from her magic sparks. And for her masteries, I've invested 3 mastery books in her. One is to provide her with additional speed, more attack stats on the weapon head and chest, and then enhances her read ability. So if you are more keen to arena, right, then you can use then you might want to book her to improve her ability to do well in arena. But for PvE content, she does not really need mastery books. Alright, so that's basically Ashlynn. So let's check out Rachel. Alright, so this is Rachel, who seems to be meditating with a gleaming sword. She looks like a light legendary hero, but seems like she's been transferred to the wood affinity department. And yeah, so these are her overall stats. She has around about 6,200 attack, 151 speed. Previously I was having her speed to 207 or 200 plus for the Rift of Chaos, but since the Blackhorn in this stage, right, Blackhorn and his pack of White Wolf is faster than my hero at, I think that their speed is like above 200, so might as well I just build her with more attack stats. So as a damage nuker and a debuffer, I just build her with high attack, some critical rate, critical damage, and focus. Currently I don't have many gears with speed substats, that's why her speed is pretty low. For gears, currently I'm gearing her in an assassin set that allows her to do 50% more damage to the main target, and this one will also improve her damage output by 35% at a 50% chance. So let's quickly go through the gears. This is the weapon that has some speed, critical damage, defense, and attack. This one is really bad. Ideally this defense percentage should be critical rate, but I wasn't able to get many good assassin weapons with the speed substat. So this one is my placeholder weapon. And then we have the helmet with some focus, critical rate, attack percentage, and plus attack. Ideally this one should be critical damage. And this one is armor with some critical damage, resistance, attack percentage, and critical rate. Ideally this resistance should be focus percentage to allow her to apply the her debuff better. And then this is one is attack boots with some flash defense, focus, critical rate, and critical damage. And this one is a critical damage ring with some focus, speed, critical rate, and attack percentage. And finally we have an attack necklace with some focus, critical damage, speed, and health. And for her relics, basically this one is an Astro Crest that increases her critical damage by 12%. This one is a flat stats defense Astro Tome that I will replace it once I get better relics from the Rift of Chaos. And then for the Astro Grill, it's just flat stats health. Ideally this one you want to get attack percentage or critical damage. Her glitches and abilities are all maxed out. For her Ascension, she only has the attack percentage, and if you want her to do more damage, right, ideally you want to provide her with more Ascension pots to provide her with more health for survivability. And most important is to get her speed to above 160, because most of the enemy in the PvE content, right, their speed is below 160, so you need to get this one for more speed. And the fourth one will be defense. And fifth one is allows her to deal even more damage with the critical damage, which capped at 5 stacks. So she can get around about additional 50% more critical damage, which is quite insane. And yeah, for her masteries, I've invested around about 9, 10, 11 mastery books in her. So 2 of them goes into critical damage and health. If you want to min-max her damage, then ideally you want to get this one, the speed to attack. Her abilities are all maxed out. That provides her with additional 23% critical rate, and this skill will provide more stats for the weapon hit, chest, feet, necks, and hands. Alright, so this is the third hero Rachel. Let's move on to the final hero on the team, who is Mytheasia. Alright, so this is my Mytheasia, and this is her character animation that allows her to summon one large staff from the ground. And yeah, so she's pretty awesome. And let's check out her overall stats. So she has around about 32,000 health, 2,400 defense, 173 speed, and 113% resistance. So basically this is my arena defense build. And actually you do not need to have these stats, so that much stats. As long as you have above 20,000 health, around about 2,000 defense, it should be sufficient for this bounty hunt Blackhorn. And speed doesn't really matter, as long as she's the slowest, then she can perform the agile lead to your hero that can apply more negative effect on the enemy. Resistance is useful to negate any negative effect, but since Blackhorn is applying those attack down, right, it really doesn't matter because she's not a damage dealer here. And for her gears, currently I'm just gearing her in my arena build, guard set as well as dragon skill set. Guard set grants her a shield equal to 30% of her max health for 3 turns at the start of the battle, and dragon skill set allows her to take 30% less damage from critical strikes. Does not set with similar effect types. So basically the enemies in the PvE content, such as like bounty hunt, right, the enemies there does not really do much. They do not really do critical attacks. So this basically this set is not really great for PvE content. Ideally, you want to gear Mytheasia in a like a Terra set as well as a Revival set, something similar to Jonathan, to allow her to heal up herself in case if she's been targeted by the enemy. And let's quickly go through the gears, starting off with the weapon. So this one is speed, health, defense, and flat stats health. This is the helmet with triple run health, resistance, and defense. This is the armor with some resistance, health, and defense. This one is a health boots with some agility, defense, and speed. Agility is useful for the arena. Then we have a health ring, defense, resistance, and precision. Focus is not useful for her because she doesn't apply any negative effect. So ideally, you want to have like speed substat to go before the enemy. And then we have a health necklace with some resistance, defense, and health. And for her relics, this one is a critical damage ring, critical damage crest. Ideally, you want to get her the attack percentage because she doesn't really do much critical attacks. That's why her critical rate is pretty low. Ideally, you want to give her the attack percentage one. Then for her tome, you want to get the health percentage so she can perform more healing. Same goes with the Astral Grill, you want to get the health percentage as well to allow her to be more tanky in the arena. Her glyphs and abilities are all maxed out. Her Ascension, I got like 5 copies of her starting because I played this game pretty long from the global launch. That's why I got a lot of copies of her. The most important thing would be to get her second Ascension so that they will be able to recover 10% of the max health instead of 5%. And then for her masteries, I have not invested any mastery books in her. But if you plan to use her as a arena defense team and you're really keen in arena, then you might as well invest some books in her because this one will greatly improve her health, defense stats, and more defense boost from speed, health boost equal from speed. And this one allows her to get some aura for a team, like 3% defense aura and attack, and provide 5% attack to all team members. Then as usual, the gear mastery effect is amplifies the stats, the primary stats on your hero. Alright, so that's basically it for Mytheasia. So let me show you the summary of all of this hero build so you can get a glance of all of these heroes gears as well as their stats. So here are the takeaway for this hero build. Starting off with Jonathan, you just need to build him with high amount of health and defense and speed to go first in the battle so that he can apply the defense down and attack down as well as unhealable using the Agile Leap. And then we have Ashlynn. She can apply the increased damage taken as well as dealing some damage. So ideally you want to build her with some focus stats to prevent the boss from resisting her negative effect. And just build her with high amount of health instead of attack because she deals more damage with health percentage. And then we have Mytheasia here. Basically, you want to build her with high resistance, health, and defense. She does not need any focus stat because she does not apply any negative effect. And ideally, you want to gear her in a revival set instead of my current build because this one is mainly for arena defense team. And then I have Rachel here. Basically, the most important set to gear her will be the assassin set so that she can deal even more damage. In case if you're not able to farm assassin set for your Rachel, then you can gear her in a warrior set as well as curse set. And in case if you do not have Rachel, you can borrow your friend's hero using the hero support system that is provided by the Ace in-game, and ask them to build her in an assassin set so that she'll be able to do a lot of damage and provide her with sufficient focus stat to apply the defense down. And yeah, so that's basically it for this hero build. Alright, so that's the end of my video, showing you how I cleared the Blackhorn stage 71 in the bounty hunt. And if you found this video helpful, do give this video a thumbs up. And if you're new to my YouTube channel, you can click on the subscribe button as well as ringing the notification bell to stay up to date whenever I upload a new video on this channel. And if you'd like to see something new on my video channel, you can propose your idea in the comment section below. And yeah, thanks for watching and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!